Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Shane.
I'm Fox.
Today we're going to show you how to get started with Grimdark Future Star Quest.
Have you ever wanted to take 4 adventurers through the cold, dark, deep recesses of space?
Yes!
Battling against wave after wave of enemies?
I have!
In a skirmish, solo, co-op, sci-fi driven realm?
Every day!
Good. We're going to show you how to get started. The very first thing you want to do is if we jump across to my iPad that I have in front of me, provided to me by Shane, thank you. I'm on the onepagerules.com homepage.
Sure.
Now, so if you go to your web browser, you type that in.
Oh, you mean like Internet Explorer?
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, in the game section at the top, eventually when they remember, they'll list it in there. But for now, if you scroll down, you'll see Star Quest here, third from the left. We're going to go ahead and click this. Open this bad boy. And this has everything you need. You can download the rules, make your heroes, start collecting. Let's ignore all of that.
Yeah.
Scroll down a little further. You're going to see more resources, more rules. It's got the core rules at the top, beginner guide, and campaign build. The beginner guide we've discovered is essentially just an amalgamation of all of those rules.
Indeed.
So if we go ahead and download the beginner guide, that's everything you need. That's the entirety of the rules right here. This is going to teach you how to play the game, but how on earth do you get started, Shane?
Well, I can show you that here on my iPad.
That you own. Provided to me by me.
Provided to me by my employer.
Yeah.
For work purposes, of course.
Only.
Only, exclusively. So I've already made one hero, but let's make a second while we're here right now. So
Yeah.
we click on create a hero.
I should mention, I think we skipped a little bit of a step. If we go back to my iPad, in this section above the rules where it says build on Army Forge, that's where Shane is right now.
That's where I am right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's gone here and he's gone to Star Quest. And this is the app that you actually need to have to play this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we can jump back over to you now, Shane.
Yeah, thank you for filling that in. I may have jumped ahead.
Yeah, you've done it so many times. You're a pro.
So we're clicking on create a hero. So I've already made one. Let's make a second one right now. So I have with me here a human defense force, which we'll click on there.
Yeah, awesome.
It's just a dude. You can make them around whatever you've got around their models that you can get STLs for and print.
Yep.
Or other companies' miniatures that you can proxy in. I am using a Games Workshop Breacher, Imperial Navy Breacher, I think it is.
Sure.
So I feel like this is probably the place. Now I'm going to name him Roger.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good, strong name.
Yeah, it is a strong name. He can be an aspiring storm leader, which is a hero type. This instance, there's only 2 types. Other factions have way more.
Sure.
His class, he's got a big axe, so I want him to be a fireman.
Is that an option?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
So he can be a berserker.
Right, sure. A berserk. I mean, you kind of have to be a little bit berserk to be a fireman.
I think so. To run into a burning building is just mental.
When are we going to change that to fire persons? That's what I want to know. So what are you doing now?
Yeah, you know what, I'm wrong. So I have a combat stat choice. So we've got the choice of 2 skills, endurance +2, 1 skill and 1 endurance, or tough +2.
Sure. And at this point, you might not, because you haven't read the rules, you might not know a ton about what those things are. So you can always, in this app, is there like a starter button you can do?
There's a tutorial that runs you through it.
Right. Yeah,
so it runs you through so you can either follow us, what we're doing right now, or you can do it the right way and follow the tutorial.
We are your tutorial. You don't need them.
We're going to give this guy 1 skill and 1 endurance. So endurance is the number of
stress you can take
before
it turns into wounds.
Yes.
So that's kind of like a pseudo health.
It's
almost like a shield to stress. Yeah.
There is a select default button that you can click, but I think we'll just quickly run through this.
Especially if this is your first time playing it. These games are so quick and sharp that you can just do whatever you want, make whatever character you want, play the game, get a feel for it. And then if you want to go rebuild characters, or you get to level up, you get gold or whatever it is in this.
Credits, I believe.
Credits that between missions you can like upgrade your characters with, which is nice.
So we'll go back to the ability stats. We'll give him +1 strength and +1 dexterity. These are die rolls that you need to make certain skills or to pick up items or all sorts of things. And we have 1 skill that we can give him. So what we can do is we can hold on the skill and then it auto selects it, but it brings a little pop-up where it says the hero restores D3 stress. So that's something that you can do in the tabletop game between fighting.
Yeah. As one of your skills.
As one of your actions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
very
we'll tick
cool.
off that. I think we'll just give him. Actually, you know what? Let's just give him that, so he can just de-stress mid battle.
Important. Sometimes I wish I could do that in real life.
I mean, you can, but it's
Yeah.
probably you get arrested for it.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. Sounds worth it to me. Some solitude, finally.
Finally. All right, so below here we have the shop credits.
Yeah.
So we have 30 credits in our stash, and there are a few upgrades we can take. I think we'll give him. Let's scroll down a little bit and let's replace his close combat weapon,
Which is just a generic close combat weapon.
which is just a generic close combat with an energy axe.
Oh, that's cool. That's representative of what the character's actually holding, which
Yeah.
is nice.
Yeah, and now I've got 15 credits left, so I could, in theory, bank these now or spend them, and I will give him a rifle to replace his Master Heavy pistol. Do I want to do that? No.
I don't know.
I'm just going to keep that.
Sure.
I'm going to keep 15 credits in there. I could give him health kits, med kits, curing kits or med kits, courage injector. That sounds illegal. Or
be.
frag grenades, but let's not. Let's just
You happy with that?
hang on to those 15 credits.
It's good.
Done.
I like it too, because
Two
like
heroes.
if you're playing solo, you can have a party of 4 characters
Yeah.
that you completely customize and build yourself. If you're playing cooperative, you could divide that by the amount of people. We're playing with 2 of us.
Yeah.
So we're going to take 2 characters each. You can play this with 4 people, and everyone gets 1 character each.
That's
That's
pretty
really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Something that we found, though, is it is good to try and keep close to the 4 character limit.
Yes.
So that the enemies that you're fighting, because they're going to be balanced based off how many people you have and how strong they are.
Your characters, in theory, have points that's sort of all hidden, and then the enemies that generate are sort of generated by those points. So if you only have 2 characters, your threshold's lower, so that means you'll get fewer enemies or
You might end up just
quality
fighting
enemies.
3 grunts on the other side of the table.
Every single time.
Every single time. Yeah.
Yeah. We've had that mistake with Age of Fantasy Quest.
That's right. So we've learned a lot. We've taken what we've learned from there. We're going to do it for this game.
Yep.
What we'll do now is, how about you run us through how to build the pool of enemies that you'll be taking waves out of and fighting.
Sweet. Let's do that. Let's grab those and then get stuck into it.
Let's do it. All right, so the very first thing you need to do when getting your pool of enemies is actually to pick enemies that you're going to use. So Shane, why don't you grab something from your collection?
All right, sweet. We have a few to choose from.
Okay.
We've got Dow Union. Okay, Robot Legions.
Oh, I feel like we play against them a lot.
True. Prime Blood Brothers.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you got stacks of those. Let's do it.
Stacks of them.
Stacks. All right. And this is the best part about the game, is that you can just grab anything from your collection. We love this because it's an excuse to use models we don't often use, especially characters. Sometimes you paint up a cool character, and you're just like, oh, I don't have 30 of these to actually use.
Yeah.
So you just use them as your heroes.
Let's grab a handful of these guys.
Yeah, and show what it looks like building this pool.
Absolutely.
And the idea is you could add in 50 models, and then when it automatically generates waves of enemies, it will take from those models. And so you press a button, and it tells you what you're fighting against in the app, which is really cool.
Hell yeah.
So, what have you picked out?
So I've picked out 5 standard brothers.
Yep.
And 5 assault brothers.
Okay, cool.
Just trying to get a good shot on them.
Let's zoom in with the power of zooms.
Whoa!
Beautiful.
All right, so we'll cut back to my iPad.
Yeah.
And we have, next to it here is we have collections. So if we click create collection.
Same thing.
Once it loads.
Yeah. You're on Nokia internet.
Yeah, I am. Actually, I am.
You are actually on Nokia internet.
5G Nokia.
A lot of people are like, I don't even know that's a thing.
It's a thing.
It is. It's got 2 users.
They rang me up one day and they're like, do you want to join? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. They rang you up one day and they were like, are you sure you want to stay with us? You've had a contract for over 6 months now.
It was a bit, right?
Yeah. We don't actually have internet. You're just connected to the local tower.
So I'm going Prime Blood Brothers.
Yeah.
All right, so create new list in the middle there. List description. Let's just call this Star Quest.
Excellent. That's great.
I came up with that name.
That's good, man. I like that. That's clever.
Thanks, dude. All right, and so if you're familiar with the list building side of one-page rules, this will all look quite familiar. Basically, it gives us options to pick. So a single Blood Prime brother, 110 points. We've got 5 of them, so let's just rack 5 up.
Love it.
And we also have some Assault Prime Brothers.
5 of them.
We'll rack up 5 of them. I don't think we're going to give them anything fancy. Let's just keep them stock ball.
Yeah, I like it. Keep them what?
Stock ball.
Okay.
We could give them different weapons. And let's just click done. And that's our list. We could give them different weapons and stuff, but I think that will be good to start with.
And you can come back in here and add more stuff, add leaders, things like that. As you're painting up models or getting more, you can also add different factions as well, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Can you show us in the app just quickly? Because what we'll do is we'll actually set up a mission soon so people can get right up until they need to roll their first dice.
Perfect.
But can you just quickly skip forward and show what it's like to start a mission and generate a wave?
All right, yep. I'll click here. We'll go start new mission. And we can host or join an online mission.
Which is what we'll do when we play cooperatively together.
Yep.
You'll host the mission. I'll join in with my characters.
Yep.
Just something that's really cool. But for the sake of this,
go solo.
Yeah.
And we've got difficulties, which is great too. We found it that beginner was very easy.
Yeah, beginner is like, I've only ever played board games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Monopoly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we'll go difficulty 2, intermediate. And then here we are, we select our heroes, between 2 and 4 heroes to take part in this mission. We'll select both of them.
Sure. Yeah.
And we'll select our enemy collection. So this is where it's cool too. We can have like all your different armies, all your different things you want to fight against.
Yeah.
Pre-made, and you go like, I feel like playing against the Blood Prime Brothers today.
And that's it, because you also play these in chapters, and each chapter has a handful of missions. So you could say, I want to play chapter 1 against Blood Brothers in this type of terrain, and then chapter 2 is going to be against these enemies, for example.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So here we are. So we have our 2 characters on the left, our heroes, Roger and Rordus, and we have our enemies on the right-hand side here. So currently it says 0 in game, 10 available, 10 total, difficulty 2, and it sort of explains the points. So our hero points are at 305, which means the waves will be at 305.
Yeah, so
roughly.
Roughly. So we know that those Blood Brothers were about 100 points each. So it's probably going to generate 3 of them.
Yeah, we can find out if you want.
Let's find out. That's my guess.
Generate wave. Oh,
2.
David, you'd be wrong.
It's going easy on us.
It is going easy on us. We have 2 Assault Brothers to start off with.
Okay, that's
That's cool. So then we can put the rest of these guys aside, and we can just start with our 2 guys right there.
So, and that's the good thing about this, is it will generate the waves for you. The more things you have in that list, the more random those waves are going to be.
Yep.
And it's a very cool way of just kind of getting that random feel of the wave after wave of enemies. So,
yeah.
All right, what we'll do now is we'll show you how to set up for your very first mission, and let's get into it.
Cool. Sounds good. Sweet. All right. So we've built our characters. We've built our enemies.
Yeah.
Now let's build our table.
For sure. So let's jump across to my iPad, and I'm going to take you through how to set up for your very first mission.
Perfect.
So I'm on page 15 of the rulebook. It has a full campaign breakdown of how to do different things. The thing we're looking at right now is the campaign structure. So you need to figure out how many campaign chapters there are.
Mm-hmm.
So what you'll do, Shane, is you're going to roll a D3.
I'm going to roll a D3 right here, right now.
And so whatever this number is, 6, which is a 3.
It's a 3.
Yep. Plus 1 is how many chapters our campaign would have.
4 chapters.
4 chapters. Now, each chapter is going to have D3 missions.
Okay.
So roll another dice.
I shall roll another dice for you.
Our first mission is going to have, our first chapter is going to have 2 missions. So that's good. That's noted. Once we play through and successfully complete those 2 missions, we can move on to the next chapter.
Perfect.
If we fail a mission, we have to replay that mission until we complete them all.
Awesome.
So the cool thing is you'll accumulate XP and credits.
Yep.
Once you complete your chapter, not just mission, but your entire chapter, then you can use those credits to go back to the shop and buy new stuff.
That is right.
If you think about the chapter as a story, you've left to go somewhere.
Yeah.
You do all your missions on that planet.
Multiple things are happening, and then at the end, you're back at the base.
You come back and buy all your stuff.
Great.
So that talks about how to pick your difficulties and how to progress and injuries and leveling up. We're going to ignore that for now because we haven't even played the game.
No, not yet.
So let's go down to the page below it where it actually takes you through each step of how to set up a mission.
Perfect.
The very first thing we're going to do is objectives and rewards. So we're going to set up our primary objective.
Great.
So can you please roll a d6?
I can. D6 right here coming up.
Boom.
3.
So that is retrieval, primary 3 retrieval. So we're going to go ahead and set this up.
Sweet.
We're going to place one objective marker within 6 inches of a random table corner. This marker counts as the AI goal.
Ah, yes. The AI goal is great because rather than just having the AI stand around and do nothing, at least it gives them something to move towards.
Correct.
Which is kind of makes you think about how you want to play your game.
Yeah, that's it. Because the AI goal is eventually something that you will have to move towards as well.
Yeah.
So you and the enemies are moving towards.
It forces the engagement.
It's good.
Yeah.
So we need to determine a ramble. A ramble? Can we determine a ramble, please? A random table quarter.
Cool.
Now we'll do the age-old system that works for us. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4.
5 and 6 reroll.
5 and 6 reroll.
Great. It's a stock standard method. If anyone wants it, you can have it.
It's patented, but you can have
3.
it. So that's over here.
There.
Yeah. So that'll go into the middle of that.
In the middle?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Within 6 inches of a random table corner.
Okay.
Yeah. So within 6 inches of that
So
corner.
within 6 inches of that. So it's going to have to go up on this roof. Sorry, dude.
That's perfect.
I think we're looking for these documents on this little box here.
That's correct, because it says heroes within 1 inch of the marker may pick it up using a skill action and passing a dex test, and you drop it within 1 inch of you if you're shaken.
Cool.
The objective is completed when the hero carrying the marker ends its activation within 6 inches of the hero corner, which is where we'll deploy in a moment.
Yeah.
So we're going to deploy somewhere, we're going to grab that and try and take it back.
Sweet.
That's the mission. Now, back to my iPad, we've got a secondary objective here, and that is something we generate after we complete the first objective.
Yes.
We don't do it now, we don't know ahead of time, and that's another cool thing about the game. You can actually choose to do this secondary one.
Yeah, you might choose just to dip.
Yeah, because once you complete the first one, you can dip.
Yeah.
Rewards, it tells you about hazard pay. You get 5 credits times the number of chosen difficulty. So if we chose difficulty 2, we'd get 10 credits.
Yep.
Difficulty 3, 15 credits. Primary objective is we earn double as much XP as the difficulty level.
Oh, yeah.
So if we're on difficulty 2, we gain 4 XP. Because that's double 2.
That's how it works.
Yeah, that's math.
Yep.
And the secondary objective is we earn as much XP as the chosen difficulty level.
Cool.
So it's a smaller amount, but they're usually a bit easier. So we've set that up. Now, let's do some deploying. Oh, no, now, sorry, we've got the search tokens, which is cool. So when setting up the table, we've got to place D3 plus 2 search tokens.
All right.
Hit us with your special dice rolls, Shane.
Can do. Here we go.
Excellent.
So we're placing 5 search tokens.
Yeah, awesome. That's
Sweet.
great. So roll a dice for each token, and on a 1 to 3, it will be placed in a table quarter, while a 4 to 6 will be a table corner.
Okay. All right, cool. So let's just start with our first token.
Yep.
4 to 6, so it's in a corner.
It's in a it's in a corner.
A random corner.
A random corner.
That's a 6.
Okay, so unlike what we did before, on a roll of 5 or 6 for this, we can pick which corner or quarter we want it to go in.
Should we put it in where the goal is?
I like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So this is this little barrel up here.
Great. That's number uno.
That's number 1.
Let's do a second one.
Yep.
All right, so this is going to be another
3.
Yep. So that is another table quarter.
Yep. 5.
So we can choose that as well.
Cool.
Let's slap it over there too. Let's load it up.
Let's just game this.
We got to.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not always good things if
No.
we learned anything from Age of Fantasy Quest.
Yeah, there could be so many bug traps.
Yeah, or in this case, alien hives.
Oh, even worse.
So let's do it again. Number 3.
Yep.
All right,
6.
that's a table. What is that? Sorry, corner.
Corner.
Yep.
6.
We choose. Load them up. Load them up.
There's a hatch on the roof.
Yeah, it goes below.
It's
a
inside
manhole.
the building.
But for legal reasons, no, it doesn't. All right, next one.
All right, next one.
This
5.
is
I'm wasting all my good rolls tonight.
true. Yeah, we'll never see these again.
5.
So that's another table corner.
1.
All right, that's over here.
Boom.
Great. We'll pop that here.
All right. And last but not least,
Lucky. Wow,
6.
another 6. Okay, cool. Yep. That's the
5.
table corner. We pick. Let's pop it over near
Yeah, we're
this
going
one.
over here.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
let's just chuck it.
Might as well
there,
make it
right?
valuable.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, cool. So when we reveal those tokens, if we go across to my iPad, we can actually see there is creature nest, booby trap, hidden cache, equipment box, credit stash.
Great.
So that's cool. So if we roll ones, we're just gonna, there's creatures in there.
It's going to happen.
Let's deploy. The enemies go first.
Great.
So the very first wave is called sentries. This is before the mission starts. We deploy a wave of units, and they're the sentries. So we've already picked out our sentries. We did that previously when you generated that first wave.
Yep, we had 2 assault brothers.
Correct. So the sentries are deployed at the center of a random table quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to go ahead and roll for a random table quarter?
Sure.
And on a 5 or 6 we pick.
2.
So they're going to be over here.
Yep.
Yeah. Center of that table quarter, which is roughly here.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
They're there, they're happy. And that's 1 unit, so they actually have to stay within 1 inch of each other at all times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry, they're not a unit, are they?
No, they're
So they
individual.
can split up and do their thing.
Yeah.
Cool. Any reinforcing waves will be handled differently, but
Yep.
we'll explain how you increase your alertness over the rounds of the game. Once that alertness goes up, that will generate a new wave, but we'll talk about how that works in our actual first mission.
Yeah.
So now we do the hero deployment after the sentries are done. So we will number the table corners now, and you'll roll a dice.
I'll roll another dice.
This is your specialty.
A 4.
What?
A 5.
A
This corner right here.
Yeah, perfect. Great.
Yeah.
So we've got choices to make immediately. Okay, so we will deploy within 6 inches of that table corner.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and you can slap our models over there.
I can.
Scatter them around the industrial area.
Yep.
And now we're ready to actually play the very first. We're all set up. We're ready to go.
We are ready to go.
So that's it. Now you're ready to go as well. If you followed along with us, you're got everything you need to play your very first mission.
Yeah, you should be sitting there looking at all in front of you.
And it will look exactly like our stuff.
Exactly.
So if you want to see us play our very first mission, make sure you give this video a like. And so I spat everywhere, sorry.
I felt it.
Yeah, it's hot in here. You're welcome. You actually have to pay for that.
Oh, really?
That's on our Patreon though. And yeah, give us a sub. Subscribe to the video, and then you'll see when our very first battle for this game is dropped.
Yeah, awesome.
So yeah, go do that if you like. Otherwise, hopefully this has been beneficial, helpful. Are you excited about Star Quest? It came out like today.
Yeah, it will actually today for us now.
For us.
So we are also a podcast. We do episodes on games like One Page Rules, Grimdark Future, and all sorts of stuff. So check us out, Hobby Homies Podcast. We have another YouTube channel, we're on Spotify, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
We have a website too, hobbyhomies.com.
That's where you'll find everything. Our YouTube videos, our Discord, we've got an active pumping Discord, all our stuff is there.
Yeah. And merch too. Some cool merch.
Check it out.
Yeah.
And we'll see you at the next one.
Yeah. Thanks. Hooroo.